Hey, welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today we're going to be focusing on your monetizers or paying customers. And what we're going to look at is the analysis behind me, which really helps you demystify your monetizer behavior. So what this is it looks at your paying customers, and of course, anyone that's monetized with your company has bought at least one time. So 100% of your monetizing customers have bought at least once. And what this analysis does is it looks at, okay, of the 100%, how many bought 2 or more times, 3 or more times, 4 or more times? So if we look at the analysis behind me, you can see, of course, 100% of paying monetizers bought at least once, 45% bought 2 or more times, 23% bought 3 or more times, and so on and so forth. So I'm going to show you how to recreate this exact same analysis in MySQL. The first thing we're going to do is use a revenue transaction table. I will show you that table now. And here's that table. Now the only thing we need to do is count the number of revenue transactions per customer. And let's group by the customer. I will show you this worked. So for example, we have this customer that's bought in total 3 times. And now let's do a secondary aggregation. So we can call this subselect purchases. And what we want to do now is take this 3 value and count the number of customers that have bought 3 times in total, 1 time in total, 2 times in total. So this time we're going to be grouping by transactions and counting the number of customers. Let's group by transactions. Okay, great. So we have 3,984 customers that have bought only 1 time. We have 1,565 customers that have bought 2 times. And we have 1 customer that has bought 9 times. Wow, what a loyal customer. Okay, the next thing we need to do is we need to take this data and aggregate it a little differently as we join it to another table, which is a table of numbers. So if you don't have one of these in your database, I would highly recommend talking to your data engineer and just getting a table with 1 column that has numbers in it. So it's a really simple table. It's just a table with 1 column. The name of the column is number, and then in that column you just have beginning with a number 1 all the way to whatever number you want to go up to. So it's a great lookup table to join to aggregate data to. So here is what we are going to do. We're going to call this num, and call this subselect payers. We're going to do a left join. And what we want to do is this. We want to say how many people have bought at least one or more times. That's going to be everyone. How many people have bought at least 2 or more times? That's going to be some percentage. How many people have bought 3 or more times, etc., until we get to 9. Okay, so we added the left join. I'm gonna say on. So in our transactions or payers or revenue table, we want to say where the transactions is greater than or equal to that number. So we will do num number. And then we're gonna do, because we want to sum the number of customers, right? Okay, so let's walk through this one more time. So here is our first table, which is just one column, a column of numbers. And what happens is some fun logic in here in the join. So for example, let's say the number is 2. It's saying, okay, great. In our transactions table, let's bring across customers. Let's do a summation of customers that have bought at least 2 or more times. 3 or more times, 4 or more times, and then we're summing the customers up here, and then we're grouping this by the number. Fantastic. Okay, great. And you notice that for these other number rows, the value is null. And that's because of all of our paying customers, the person that's bought the most has just been one customer, and that's been at 9 transactions. So no one has bought 10 or more times. That's why it's returning this null. So what we can do is just add a little bit of logic and say the number of customers has to be 1 or more. So the summation of those customers has to be 1 or more. It has to be greater than 0. There we are. Okay, so we are ready to take this to Excel. Okay, here is our data. So we're gonna add a new column here, percent of total monetizers, okay? What we wanna do is do every value in column B divided by this value here, 7,214. Because that represents our entire monetizing population. Right? Every paying customer has bought at least one time. Okay, great. So here is our new column of data. And this is saying 100% of customers have bought at least one time, 45% of customers have bought 2 or more times, 23% of customers have bought 3 or more times, 10% of customers have bought 4 or more times, and so on and so forth. Let me add another column here, number of transactions. Do this. I need to turn this into a string so that we can turn it into an x-axis. Monetizers. Because we have numbers and percentages, we're going to want to put this on a dual axis. So let me zoom out a little bit so you can see this data. Okay. Let's do, so you go to combo, and we're going to put that there. Okay. And let me just add these data callouts so we can see this. So again, I'm a very big fan of an analysis like this because it shows, okay, people that have spent money with you in your business, 100% of them have bought at least one time, but only 45% of them have bought 2 or more times. That means 55% of your paying customers don't even buy a second time. Now, if you're selling big ticket items like refrigerators, dryers, washing machines, that could make sense. But if you're a business that relies on repeat purchases, this is an example of a business that could be struggling, right? So when you see this drop off in this waterfall, you know that there's something that you can do. Either there's a customer service issue, an issue with product, maybe the quality of the product isn't very good. But at any rate, I think this is a really fantastic and insightful analysis. Please continue to like and subscribe. Thank you very much.